Hey, Tony Chiappetta here from Chiappetta Shoes. This is Workshop Live. Today is a lightly rainy Friday, July 8th. We got our moving sale going on right now. Tents out in the parking lot. A lot of fun stuff happening. Today, though, we're going to talk about custom orthotics, and I wanted to focus on the finishing aspect of a custom orthotic. We got a customer here. He's a B8, real flexible foot, kind of awkward, rigid forefoot, very flexible rear foot and heel. Very floppy type foot. You don't see a lot of those. A lot of the B foot types is a quadristep foot typing system. A lot of the B foot types are combined with a leg length discrepancy. You don't usually see 2 feet left and right that are a B foot type. So we got a B8 foot type, very flexible, medium high arch, but rigid forefoot, flexible rear foot. We've got standard custom orthotic, EVA, polyurethane, crepe, and cork. Nice finishing layer in the bottom. We're going to trim this up and then do some finishing work. And I wanted to focus on, what makes a good orthotic. I see a lot of crappy orthotics pretty much every single day in our shop. People get orthotics from foot doctors, chiropractors, not knocking any of them. But nobody makes it themselves. They don't do it in-house. So you don't have that personal touch and that connection with the customer like we do. So we see a lot of custom orthotics that are just very poorly finished. The side panels, the wall height, the material on the bottom, just never really finished properly. So today we're trimming up. We're getting the, this is an old set. We're trimming it up, matching that. This customer wears an 12D, 11.5 2E depending on the shoe. And we're gonna do a little trimming here over at the grinding machine. And then we'll talk about the wall height. Check this out. Right next. Alright, so a couple of fine points. When we're looking at the orthotics, a lot of times what you'll see with a custom orthotic is the wall height that's going into the metatarsal heads. So as the forefoot starts here, you'll see oftentimes people leave the walls far too long and too wide at the base. And oftentimes if you leave it too wide through the base of the orthotic, closer to the toe area in the forefoot, it'll pinch up when it sits inside the shoe. So we see a lot of times people, they have to go longer when they get custom orthotics. You should never buy shoes that are too long, regardless of the situation. You buy the shoe that fits your foot. If the orthotic ain't working, throw it out, it's garbage. So, wall height is an important factor when we're talking about, what we're trying to accomplish with the type of foot. Because this foot type is a real flexible one, what we do for this guy is we leave it at a medium-high wall height to it. And just seeing how the wedge is, we still want to create a cupping, a cradling for particularly the medial arch, but a little bit on the outside too, because the heel bone wants to kind of swoop to the outside on both left and right. We're doing some little modifications here. Left and right are a hair different. On the right side, what we're doing is just a standard longitudinal arch bar. This is one of our go-to modifications. It works for a whole lot of different reasons. But you look at like companies like Birkenstock and some of the other German brands, and they offer longitudinal support, or support for the middle of the foot. When most people think about arch support, they're thinking about that medial inside part of the arch. Well, a lot of times you look at most shoes, that longitudinal support down the middle of the foot is equally, if not more important, when we talk about proper weight distribution, balancing the body out, and helping your foot go from heel to toe nice and efficiently. So when we look at the foot, this stuff, it's a nice combination of art and science, and it's not rocket science though. So you look at the general idea of what inserts, whether it's over the counter or custom, should be doing is it should be starting with the first principle is even weight distribution. How you get there with the type of materials that you're using, how you leave the wall height, how you finish the orthotic, that's all important. But at the end of the day, it's really about proper weight distribution. When we talk about corrections or adding on pieces after the fact, that's all important as well. But that's usually something that we do after the fact. We correct incrementally and we accommodate first. All right. So the modifications that we have going on, we got the standard arch bar, longitudinal arch bar on the right side. On the left side, we create a little extra coupling. This B8 foot, real flexible again. Gentleman is in his early 70s. There's a certain condition that some people have. It's like loose ligament syndrome, and I don't think he's ever been diagnosed with that, but I've helped a number of people with that kind of diagnosis, and it's not fun whatsoever. I believe it's an autoimmune disease, and this gentleman, if he doesn't have it, he probably does. The navicular bone, the top bone in the foot, is always super sensitive. Because his feet are so flexible, they tend to just kind of flop all over the place, and we get this kind of awkward rotational stress both on the skin on the outside of the foot. Pinky toes are always kind of red and irritated. Navicular bone on top here is an area where there's usually a lot of stress and friction in that spot. So with the left side, what we do is we do more of like what I call a metatarsal belly pad. So we're adding support on the medial arch. We're covering the whole middle of the foot, less focused than a longitudinal arch bar. And we wrap it up with a little extra metatarsal pad too. So it's kind of like a combo modification. And typically when you're doing this type of work, we like to let the glue sit for about a couple minutes before we slap everything on there. And as a part of this, we're doing this all as the customer's here. You know, I don't believe in taking an orthotic and making somebody wait a couple months before they get a modification back. This is usually something people should be able to do on the spot. There's not many shops like us left, so you know that's the sad fact in the scheme of things. But yeah, this is an everyday option for us. We're always here to help. If you have foot pain, Chiappetta Shoes is your first stop to solving that. Make sure you check us out in the shop. You can always book an appointment at chiappettashoes.com/book-and-appointment. chiappettashoes.com, 2 P's, 2 T's. Moving sale going on now through July 23rd. Make sure to shop early, shop often. A lot of great deals to be had. We'll be adding some extra product early next week and maybe even the Monday after that too. So thank you for tuning in. Ciao.